Hey y'all, my name is Luke. I make bags and I also have a boat project going on, but today I'm here at Super Pacific where they make really high quality truck bed pop top campers. So let's go check out how they do that. When you first get in, they have a showroom with a bunch of their products displayed here, including the truck bed camper itself and a bunch of bags and accessories. After that, we headed into the shop space where I was viciously assaulted by a pit bull and got to looking at the raw materials where they come in, and they get kits cut for them that are just the right size for different trucks. So this is just kind of the staging area for everything. They get everything in kits on pallets and on carts so that everything is well organized and kept track of for their individual customer orders. This aluminum looks really nice. They have a process done to them that makes it ready for powder coating, which is done locally as well. So just looking at the raw materials that go into this, the cutting machine that they have for fabrics, and them assembling the fuselage of the truck bed camper. So there's three main parts to these truck bed campers, and here's how they get started on the fuselage. Oh, cool. This is like the initial assembly here, huh?
Yeah. I was, if I'm at the step.
Everything is cut and drilled perfectly so that it can all be riveted together.
Corners in.
Oh, yeah.
These are tight fit. But everything's already pre-drilled.
Right. That's
I
awesome.
only use a couple different sizes of rivets.
After that, the sets are put on carts and taken over to an assembly table where they'll get clamped and riveted together. And the aluminum surface is really nicely prepared for a powder coat finish. Any locations with bolts going through them get a countersink process done to them so that everything sits nice and flush.
Hi, buddies.
Over in the door assembly area, there's a technician installing the door locking, opening, and closing mechanism. And it looked like a pretty satisfying process. He looked like he was having fun with getting the cables just right and making sure this thing is rock solid and gonna last a long time. And it's awesome that they have those attachment points for any kind of accessories all the way around the inside of the doors. Oh, Hanky, having a good time, bud? This is one of the best cutting tables you can get, really, and they use it to get precision cuts for all their tent canopies for the inside of the clamshell. And as you can see here, it's just a really good machine that cuts perfectly. It's got multiple different heads you can attach on there to get all sorts of different processes done to different materials. And yeah, I think they're made in Switzerland, and they're really impressive. Oh my god. After they get the canopies made, they come over here to get installed inside the clamshells, but first we should check out where they actually sew everything, which is over in this corner with nice Japanese-made machines and precision cut patterns. Yeah, you're going to get really good results, especially when you have really talented people sewing here, obviously. I like that they have different colors that you can choose from for the canopy inside the clamshell, so you can match or accent your truck. To be honest, I'm more of a van guy than a truck guy myself, but I get it, you know, trucks are freaking cool, and if I had one, I would definitely want one of these. And to be fair, Super Pacific is making stuff for Sprinter vans too. Everything is really nicely organized for lean manufacturing, including in the clamshell assembly area where they have this aluminum extrusion railing 80/20 stuff that is really strong, lightweight, and really precise. Once the doors are on the fuselage, they can get a clamshell put on top of that, so that's a satisfying part of the process, I'm sure. I noticed this one had an angle on the front of it, so yeah, again, just showing that they have different models to fit different trucks. I really like this green color, and I also like that they don't do metallic paint finishes. The powder coating has that nice matte look to it. And all over the shop, they have everything organized neatly in Kanban so that everything can be reordered when it needs to be. And of course, it's a great place to work if you like dogs. They have just kind of a doggy daycare kind of thing going on where everyone brings their dog to work and they just have a good time hanging out. So Hank, my shop dog, got to come along and have a good time with me too. However, he is starting to become a bit of an old man. So, you know, every once in a while he's got to tell the youngins what's cool and what's not cool. One of the available upgrades is some insulation, which seems like a good idea to me. Here's a look at the material they use for the walls of the clamshell, which looks really strong and really light, and also has air pockets for insulation. Another thing I really appreciate about these folks is the founders are still really involved. So I was chatting with one of the founders here and he was putting together these propane heaters. And here's Nick, he's one of my buddies that works there, and he's going to show us how the camper opens up. Just like that. And it closes back down. You just got to make sure that the fabric is tucked in the right spots, and then it just latches back into place. Once the doors are unlocked, they open really easily with the gas struts, and then you can see how handy it is to have those rails for attaching bags that can be accessed from the front or the back, and it just looks good and looks really utilitarian, including this optional add-on of a propane heater, which is pretty new. Behind the Molly panel there. They also have bed extenders for the taller folks and use these fiberglass battens that are made in Hood River for this spring action to keep air moving and rain out when you have the screen doors open. And it's just nice to see the amount of attention to detail that goes into designing and making these things and how they've really just nailed it here. So thank you to Super Pacific for letting me come over and shoot some stuff. It was great to see everyone there and get an inside look at how all these campers are made. They're really impressive. Again, if I had a truck, I would definitely be lusting after one. And these things are not cheap, you know, it's one of those examples of you get what you pay for, because it's all really high quality materials that are precision finished and then assembled in a really professional way. So you end up with a really high quality product that fits your vehicle just right. It was really cool to see the amount of processes that go into making one of these campers. You know, there's a lot of steps involved in making it with a whole bunch of different materials and different processes. So it's no wonder, since they thought it all through and prototyped it so well, that they end up with a really badass camper. So yeah, that's the tour of Super Pacific. Again, thanks for letting me come over and shoot some video. Oh my goodness. And obviously to hang out with some cute dogs.